Hey, hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, what's going on, Josh? Josh, how was the bowling last week, my man? Now that you're on my bowling fantasy team, I have to ask to see how I'm doing. Tony! Hey, hey. Jean Ree in the house. What up, Jean Ree? Hey, second place is legit. I told you last week and I'll tell you again. I've never seen you bowl. I can already tell you're a better bowler than me. And if you got second place, you are probably very legit. So, another bowling tournament tomorrow. Is it in the same place, Josh, or do you got to travel for that, or is that local? No, yeah, Tony, I'm with you, my man. And of course, I picked just the right time for Game 7 to interfere with it. I don't got a. I got like another screen right here with the score on it. Like I can't see it live because I didn't want to jeopardize the the stream quality, but I can see the score. Man, Bichette, what a time to hit a 3-run home run. Oh, Josh, that's awesome, my man. And staying at a casino? Okay. You're gonna have some fun. You're gonna have some fun tonight, I imagine, my man. So no, yeah. I think I heard Tony that I think the projection for the distance was like 442 feet. Like have a night. Darren! Darren in the house. What's going on, Darren? No, yeah. We got some people filing in, our resident all-stars when it comes to the break room. So that's exciting. We got a few newbies. That's exciting as well. Happy belated Halloween to everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great night last night with the family, with the kiddos. For all the people that are new, welcome to Call Your Shot Sports Breaks Memorabilia. My name is Bart. I'm the guy that's been messaging you. I imagine tonight we might have a few less people than normal just because game 7 is going on. So that I completely understand. Oh, no kidding, Jean Ree. Jean Ree won a Matthew Stafford Super Bowl 56 autograph football. Dang, Jean Ree. Jean Ree, you're on a heater, my man. Hey, Tony. Uh, yeah, we should probably sneak that in, right? Must be present to win. Of course, if there's any randoms, it's got to go out to the people that are here, right? So, no, of course. Sean, what's going on, Sean? Sean in the chat tonight. Sean, welcome aboard. Welcome back. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing well. Hopefully, everybody's doing well as well. We'll give it a couple more minutes before we dive in. But now that we got Darren in the house, I had a pretty good luck over the last week since I've seen you guys. So I thought I would share it with you. Occasionally, I like to stop by like Goodwill and check out kind of like what they got and just kind of see what's going on for like holiday decorations and things like that. I was actually able to find this guy up in Wisconsin. So I'm pretty far up north in northern Illinois. That the Wisconsin border is probably like 10 minutes from where I live. So I went to a Goodwill just right over the border in Wisconsin. I picked up this guy for a single dollar. It is it is a game official game puck, a lot like the ones that we were pulling. And immediately at first, I was like, "Oh, cool, a puck! Like it's a game puck." And then I noticed it was signed. That's Daniel Carcillo. I don't know how well you guys are familiar with Daniel Carcillo. Of course, I know him probably a little bit better since I follow the Blackhawks pretty decently. His nickname is Car Bomb, and he's an enforcer. He was known for the Blackhawks for just like getting into fights, and part of their successful teams in the early and mid 2000s. So, or in the early and mid 2010s. So that's pretty cool for a single dollar up in Wisconsin. I thought that was pretty neat. So adding it to the PC, I thought I would share it with you, especially since we got some hockey guys. Yeah, I was surprised. It was just sitting there, like it's a little beaten up, but the auto looks decent. And you guys know me, right? Like silver Sharpie on black background. So immediately it was coming home. So hopefully I'll hit that place up again and see what happens. Yeah. I wonder if in Wisconsin, just all the Chicago stuff is like just dirt cheap. Nobody wants it, right? And of course, for somebody like me that's not too far away, I'll have to jump in and check it out. All right, guys. Well, I won't keep you. I know we got game 7 going on. You probably got multiple screens. You guys will have to be my eyes and ears. If I miss something, I'll try to screen watch or like screen peek, So no, yeah. I believe that, Tony. And it's the same in Illinois. Like I see stuff all the time for Michigan and for Wisconsin and for Ohio and stuff like that. So if I see anything going forward, like now at least I know there's some guys that it would go to. So if I see some stuff like that, or if I see like a puck or something for one of your guys' teams, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm just gonna send it out to you like randomly. So if you guys ever see a package from me on like a random day, then that's what I'll go after. So yeah, I like stuff like that, and I always take my son and we kind of make it a little day and just kind of have some fun with it. So all right, guys, I've eaten up enough of your time. I'm gonna dive into it here. This week we got the 5 items. We're gonna mix it up for next week as well. We got for football this week. We've got the autographed jersey from the black bag. We're going back into our 8x10s. So I wanted to make sure that everybody saw that we were taking it back out of the box. We are currently on number 6. There are 10 total. So I was thinking maybe next time I would do like 2 of them or something, and maybe just maybe keep the price the same, and maybe just kind of give back to everybody since we're kind of getting into the holiday season. But this time around, we'll do one of these guys. We got number 6 rocking tonight. If you're keeping track at home of kind of where we're at. For basketball, we're going to rock with this guy, which is just the single sign and Slabbed. The next time around, the next time that you guys will see this up on eBay, I'm also going to throw a jersey with it. So I think next week we'll do hockey, but 2 weeks from now, this guy will be there as well. So I thought I would double it up and maybe do like a card and a jersey combo. I thought that would be kind of fun. So that's definitely coming down the pipeline. And then the last one for tonight is we'll do the baseball jersey with the baseball bat. And then for next week, instead of doing a jersey and a bat, next week we'll be rocking with the sign and slab for baseball. So those are already up for next week. If that's something you guys are interested in, feel free. Otherwise, I think that'll do it. Tonight, we also have our Facebook group member appreciation break. So we've got a hanger box of 2020 playbook, which has got a lot of big name quarterbacks in it. Of course, it's got Tua and some of the big quarterbacks that came out. So there's Herbert and Burrow, I think, are in there. So we'll do this immediately following the break. We had 8 people that jumped in on Facebook. If you guys are ever interested in getting into the freebie breaks, I'll try to do it as like the first break of every month. Since tonight ends up being November 1st, it'll be there. But if you guys want, there is a link in the video description. Feel free to jump into the Facebook group. If you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. Again, the freebie breaks are entirely that. They're entirely free. Whoever ends up hitting it, we're going to randomize the names. Whoever's on the top there will hit it, and I will send it out to them free of charge. So just a kind of a show of thanks for joining the group and staying on it, staying with me as we work our way through. All right, guys, we got some Dodgers fans in the house. I know Jean-Rie's a Dodger. So, all right, I can see the score has changed. So, Jean-Rie, a Dodgers fan, it's 2-3. You guys will have to tell me in the chat who you're rooting for here tonight. I will stay unbiased. And then maybe at the end, before I sign off, I'll tell you guys who I've been rooting for the entire time. But I'll probably just stay unbiased. So, I'll be impartial. So you guys can tell me who you're rooting here for tonight. I already know Jean-Rie is going for Dodgers since he's a Dodgers guy. All right, guys, we're going to get after it here tonight. So let's dive in. So how about some football to start? We'll start with the black bag edition for the jersey. As always, we got a lot of returning guys, but we got a few newbies. If you're a newbie person, just a friendly reminder that only the team that hits the memorabilia will receive it. So if we open up this jersey and it belongs to the team that you won, then of course I will send it out to you on Monday morning. If the jersey belongs to another team, then of course it will go to the person that owns that team. And you'll see that on eBay. eBay does require that I mark all items as shipped, regardless if your team hits or not. If your team does hit, then you will see the tracking number attached to it. That is your verification that it is coming your way. Of course, if you're watching the video, I will also say who won the jersey and all the other items as well. All right, quick trip around the bag. Everybody knows everything's transparent here, exactly the same way that I received it from the distributor. Nothing is ever out of order. I try to keep things clean, keep it enjoyable, keep it fun. And of course, that's what keeps me coming back week to week. All right, guys, we're going to get after this. So let's dive right in. So black bag edition for football so that you guys can get back to the World Series. I imagine most of you are probably watching it anyway. Be my eyes and ears. All right, good luck to all teams. Let's get after it. Good luck to everybody here tonight. How about a strong start? All right. Ooh, okay. I will tell you that that's if I think it is who I think it is, then that's a pretty darn good start. All right, so I got 7. I got a 7 here on black, red, and whites. Of course, I would say that's pretty solid start. We got Mike Vick. Yeah, Tony, exactly right. When it comes to 7, if you see these colors and you see the number 7, this is Mike Vick. Of course, this is an Atlanta Falcons hit. Mike Vick coming out of the bag. I'd say that's pretty solid start, fellas. That's what I'm talking about from the black bag. Big name QB. Of course, all the off-the-field issues. We're not going to mention that. Dynamic quarterback. Heck of an athlete. Freak athlete. Beautiful autograph. Stayed out of the stitching, which, of course, I'm a big fan of, being the nerdy sports guy that I am. And, of course, we do got a Beckett cert. In the case you want to look it up, we got 2W1. 2W1. 69773. 2W1. He was a dog. You know, me and my friend group, we're doing like fantasy and things like that. I think I've got one of my best friends, like every year, always does a Mike Vick fantasy football team name. And it never disappoints. So, no, I get that, Tony. Yeah, he was a dog. Of course, Mike Vick going out to the Atlanta Falcons. That's a nice hit, fellas. Nice hit to start. I'm going to go check the list here. But if that's a sign of things to come here, I'll take it. I will take QBs all day. There will never be a time in the breaks that I turn down a QB, no matter what we're breaking. If we're breaking cards, photos, of course, any memorabilia, quarterbacks are where it's at. All right, that's going to slide. That's okay. All right, Mike Vick, Atlanta Falcons. All right, and the rich get a little bit richer from last week. We got Kirk S. back in the house this week, and Kirk taking home the Michael Vick. So Kirk was our big winner last week. He ended up being a new guy, buying up a bunch of spots, and I think he hit 3 out of the 5 last week. So Kirk back in the house this week. Kirk taking home the Mike Vick. Congrats, Kirk. Thanks for jumping back in this week. And congrats on the Mike Vick. Hey, what's going on, Jake? Jake back in the house. Jake, I didn't even see your first message there. I definitely saw that one. Jake, my man, what's going on? Hope all is well, sir. Yes, I would argue the same thing. Arguably the most entertaining quarterback in history. What's up, man? I didn't see your first message. I would have hollered at you. I was over at the table. I got my screen off to the side, so it takes me a second to catch up to it. But no, I get that. Yeah, I mean, Vic played for your Eagles too, so I don't think you're biased. I would tell you, I think he's a pretty darn entertaining QB as well. Freak athlete, man, and like redefine the position in terms of the running quarterback. Relentless, fearless. I hate to use the word twitchy because I'm not sure that I believe in the word twitchy, but I'm with you. All right, we'll keep this thing rolling. We got Jake in the house tonight. Another one of our break room all-stars. All right, we got the cast and crew are here. The lights are on, the curtains are open. We're going to dive into it. That's awesome. Jake in the house. All right, guys, we got number 6 here. No, yeah, I'm with you. I tuned in as well, and you better believe that I still watch the highlights and things like that. when we got Justin Fields, when the Bears drafted Justin Fields, there were a few people that were talking about like the Mike Vick comparisons in terms of the running, and he definitely had some huge rushes for the Bears that were Mike Vick-esque. Of course, he doesn't spin the ball like Mike Vick does. I'll tell you that for sure. But Fields a pretty good runner. Redefined the position. What an exciting guy. All right, guys. I don't think we've had any like colossal hits out of the 8x10s yet. So that means we're still waiting. I'm hoping something's here. I mean, we got a couple more bullets in the chamber when it comes to 8x10s, right? We got 7 through 10 that are still sitting there, but why not number 6? Number 6 would be a nice place to get a nice hit here. Let's get after it. All right, we got a little pull tab, guys. Once we pull the tab, we'll reveal the photo. Of course, it is sealed, so you guys can see. All right, let's get after it. Good luck to all teams. How about a nice one? Here we go. People are manifesting some energy in the ether. I like that. I would be doing the same thing, so I don't blame you. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see what we got this week. All right, right from the jump. Okay, another solid hit. So we got Dolphins, and everybody knows who this is. Speaking of guys who have off-the-field issues but are phenomenal players, maybe that's the theme for tonight. Maybe the theme for tonight is guys with off-the-field issues that are phenomenal players. That is a solid hit. And, of course, this one's going out to Miami, number 10. I imagine everybody knows who this is. This is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. And, of course, that's a beautiful autograph. Beautiful autograph. It is Beckett certified. That is a solid hit for Miami. 2W2 34 262. 2W2 34 262. That's the cheetah. Now, if that's in reference to his speed or his non-monogamous relationships, I don't know. But you'll be the one to decide. So I don't know how he got the nickname, but there could be many reasons. But hey, I judge him for how he plays on the field, and that is a heck of a player on the field. If push came to shove and I had the opportunity to take him on my fantasy team, you better believe I'd take him 10 out of 10 times. How he got the nickname, that's up for debate, fellas. Dang, Sean, you got his jersey on the Chiefs? That is legit. That is legit. So Sean has his Chiefs jersey. I'd say between me and you, I probably would want the Chiefs one probably more than I'd want the Miami one, just because that's where he started with Mahomes and where he got that reputation. So that's pretty sweet. I'm kind of jealous of that, Sean. But, hey, that's a solid hit for Miami. So this week for Miami, we got Juan D. So this one's going out to Juan. So Juan D, one of our returning guys. Definitely a guy that jumps in week to week, has been here many times before. So congrats, Juan. That's a solid hit for you, my man. I think Juan's been waiting for a hit for a couple weeks now. So I think that'll help. Juan, congrats, my man. That is a very solid hit on the Tyreek Hill 8x10. All right. I'm not going to lie. I like the energy right now for football. Let's keep this energy going. Let's dip into this basketball. And, of course, then baseball. We'll see if the baseball gods are with us here tonight. Manifest something for the teams that are playing or for somebody that's here. We're going to get after it. Oh, Tyreek, get it together, my man. You can't be falling all over the board here. So I think I'm going to put Vic down. Just give it a better chance so it doesn't fall over. All right, guys. Let's get to it. So for sure, definitely another player that I tune in regardless. Many times on my fantasy team, many times beat me, like many times on the team that has beat me in fantasy. So Tyreek, I know all too well. All right, we're going to get after it. How about some basketball? The sign-in slab has been good to us in basketball. So much so that I got some for baseball. I got quite a bit because I was worried about them selling out like they did for the basketball. So we should have some sign-in slab for baseball throughout the winter and hopefully into the spring. All right, we're going to take you a quick trip around the box just to get after it. Of course, just a quick trip. We got the cellophane wrapping, as well as that patented secondary seal from GoldRush. Of course, just making sure everything's in order. I'm about to find out with you guys, but I kind of like the energy that's on the board here tonight. No, yeah, you think that Tyreek's going to retire? I think I heard that too. But I think there was talk about him doing things in like track and field and stuff like that. So I know he was talking a lot of trash to some of the best track and field athletes in the United States. So I don't know. I imagine with all those payments that he's got to be making to all those relationships he got going. If I had to bet, I'm gonna say he's gonna stay in the league. If I had to bet, if I had to make a prediction. All right, we're gonna get after it, guys. Let's start with cellophane wrapping, and then we'll go from there. My guess is he stays in the league and he rides it out until no team takes him anymore. And I think there'll be lots of suitors that would still take him. Karl Malone slab. Now that is a name to throw into the ether. So Jake coming back in, throwing out the Karl Malone. Tony, him and Nick Cannon are trying to outdo one another. This is a running joke that I have with my friend group that comes up frequently. And of course, Nick Cannon also a very popular one for fantasy football team names. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into this. I could talk about it for a long time, but looks like Toronto just put up another run on the board. At least that's what I see on my score. Once we bust open the seal, we'll open the card as well. The card is inside in like a black wrapping. So, all right, guys, here goes the seal. I would say good luck to all teams, but for the guys that have been here, we know there's one more. There's three elements to get past in terms of transparency. So, quick little trip around the black bag on the inside. All right, guys, here we go. There are some names that are being thrown out there. So let's get after it. All right, here we go. Good luck to all teams. We've had some good hits. Why stop now? Why stop now? All right, here we go. Not my smoothest opening. All right, I see a Fleer card. All right, here we go. All right, this one is going out to Mitch Richmond. Mitch Richmond with the Hall of Fame inscription. It is a Golden State Warrior. If we take a look at the card itself, it's PSA DNA certified. The auto grade is a Gem Mint 10. It is on his rookie card, which is pretty darn sweet. I can tell you the rookie card itself inside of the slab is very minty. Autograph on the 23. Hall of Fame 2014. Tony. Yeah, that's Tony's got it, right? If there were more triple wrapped items, then a lot of those comments aren't made. But if only Tyreek Hill was sponsored by GoldRush and had the patented secondary seal, he's probably saving a lot of money. BSA DNA certified. Back of the card, fellas. This is a sweet one. Fleer 56. 1989 Fleer. That is a beauty. That's a sweet looking card. I'm not going to lie. 79 games when guys played a ton of games and didn't sit out a bunch. I know Michael Jordan just came out and talked about, sitting and resting and all that kind of stuff. When he played for Golden State in his rookie year right here, Mitch Raymond, 79 games. Ton of steals. Over 1,700 points. He averaged 22 points a game. Came out of Kansas State University, 6'5", 225. Points per 48 minutes, 30.8. Rebounds per 48 minutes. Rebounds and assists, 14.2. Free throw percentage, 81. That's legit. Mitch Raymond in the Hall of Fame. We got a Hall of Famer, boys. Hall of Famer coming out for Golden State. I'd say that's legit. Do I know Mitch Richmond as well as I would like to? Probably not. But if he's in the Hall of Fame, There are no me's in the Hall of Fame, so I'm going to say that that's pretty impressive. All right, Mitch Richmond on the Gem Mint 10 Auto, PSA DNA certified, Hall of Fame 2014 inscription, rookie card out of 89 Fleer. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Man, the basketball has been good to us. So, okay, for the Golden State Warriors this week, we got Jean-Rie. So, Jean-Rie in the house. I know Jean-Rie is here. Jean-Rie, congrats. So, Jean-Rie taking home the Golden State Warriors, Mitch Richmond. That is a solid hit, Jean-Rie. I know the Dodgers are down 2 runs. I'm not trying to bring that up more than I have to, but I have to imagine the Mitch Richmond makes it a little bit more palatable. So, a little bit more palatable. Congrats, Jean-Rie. 1989 Fleer. Gem Mint 10, PSA DNA certified. And he was Rookie of the Year. I don't know why I didn't say that. I definitely saw the rookie card, but in the corner here, Rookie of the Year. Dang, okay. That's pretty sweet. All right, going out to Jean-Rie. I got to catch up in the chat. I lost it. So, no, yeah. Yeah, Tony, you're right. It is a family show, but hey, if we're talking about it in the background, we didn't say anything out loud. I think I'd still classify it as PG-13 here tonight. Of course, some of the best kid movies are the ones that drop in like the little innuendos and things. So I'm all right with it. No. Trying to stay on theme. Yeah, Jake's got it right. If you go back and check out Jake's comment there, neither one's getting that sponsorship. I could tell neither one went to USC. Of course, USC is the home of the Trojans. No, yeah. I'm just catching up in the chat. All right, Thomas Q in the house. Thomas Quigley, welcome aboard, my man. I don't know if you jumped in earlier. I think I just saw you for the first time there. So, Thomas, welcome aboard. Thanks for jumping into the chat. Feel free. Got a great group of guys. No, yeah, for sure. That'll work. All right, guys. We got basketball down. Some solid hits out of football. We got a big baseball game on tonight. Why not continue the heat? So let's go with baseball jersey. And then, of course, we'll end with the baseball bat as we normally do. And then once the break is done, of course, we still have the 2020 playbook that we got to take care of. So, all right, guys. Yeah, thanks for welcoming Thomas in. Thomas, one of the new guys. Yeah, Tony's calling one. Tony's been on a little dry spell for a couple weeks. So, all right, Tony, we'll see what we can do for you. All right, here we go. Baseball. We're going to go to the jersey. Quick trip around the bag, as always. Everything in good working order. Yeah. Hey, you got to throw it out into the ether. Why not? I don't know if it improved the odds, but hey, I believe in karma. You're a good dude. Why not? All right, here we go. So good luck to all teams. You got 2 items left. Some bangers so far. I would classify them as 3 pretty solid hits to start. Definitely things that I would take in my PC. All 3 of them, I would take it. All right, here we go. I can already see a gray jersey. So let's see what we got here. All right. All right. This will be a name that we've seen recently in the baseball breaks. And wouldn't you know it, I believe it is the team that's playing out there tonight. So we got number 6 on an autograph that we haven't seen too long ago. It is Beckett certified. This is Steve Garvey. This is Steve Garvey, which I believe we hit on a baseball bat either 2 or 3 weeks ago. Steve Garvey. That is an iconic signature. Beckett cert, fellas. On the Beckett cert here, we got WY75442. WY75442 on the Beckett cert. All right. As with all the baseball jerseys, we'll crack it open. I believe this to be a Dodgers hit. I believe this to be a Dodgers hit. And it is. This one's going out to the LA Dodgers. Manifesting some energy. Yeah, that's a nice one. Steve Garvey. And this will go out to our LA Dodgers fan, which I imagine will also help lessen the blow of being down a couple runs here. I'll check my list to be sure, but yes, we have it. The LA Dodgers this week. We got Jean Rhee. Jean Rhee. He's our LA fan. He does take them quite often, so I know it's definitely going out to a fan, which is from my perspective, one of the sweetest things that could happen if it goes to somebody that loves the team and has a lot of pride in it. So congrats, Jean Rhee. Not only do you got the Mitch Raymonds rookie of the year, rookie card for Golden State, but we got the Garvey coming your way as well. Congrats. All right, give me a second, fellas. I'm going to try to shift things here so it's not too bad, so I can get this baseball bat out of the way. I'll get Tyreek. All right, Mike Vick, Steve Garvey. Hold on a second, fellas. All right. Keep everything on screen so everybody can see it. And then last item of the night before we get to the Facebook group appreciation break for the cards, but we got the baseball bat. Of course, the baseball bat has been good to us. We've got a lot of high war players that have come out over the last several weeks. As always, not a lot of places to open it up vertically. We are going to open it up at one of the ends. So traditionally, this has been the barrel side, but I think now it has turned into the knob side. And as we've said before, RSA stealing a page out of GoldRush. Just one secondary seal, saving the tape. But I'm going to take you on a trip around this side. That is the side that I'm going to open up, just so you guys can see it. All right. And there's the seal, fellas. I do want to take you to the other side, which is the knob side. On the knob side, they're still rocking the tape. This one, a little bit more heavily taped than some of the previous ones. I am not going to open this side, but of course, I want to show it to you. Looks like everything's in working order. All right. So back to this side, which I believe is now the knob side, even though the box itself shows the barrel. We're going to get after it. Yeah. I was listening on the radio for the Blue Jays, and there were definitely some monster plays. I know Vladdy Baby's been playing his heart out. So, all right, fellas, here we go. There goes the seal. We're gonna crack this thing open. Good luck to all teams. Why not? How about another big hit here tonight? Let's see if we recognize the autograph. And a friendly reminder on the baseball bat, since a lot of times, if not most of the time, the team is not known, we'll kind of rely on our understanding of who the player is, and then the bat itself will go to the team that the player had played the most games for. So I just want to say that ahead of time, just to keep it fun, keep it transparent. Okay, here we go. It's seal time. Let's break this thing. All right, good luck to all teams. Once I take the bat out, I'll chuck the box and we'll take a peek at it together. All right, it's a blonde bat. All right, let's see what we got, fellas. All right, just by first glance, I don't think we've ever had this one before. At least not that I recognize it. So maybe it'd be nice to kind of get somebody we haven't had before. All right, fellas. I think I have an idea, but no. Matter of fact, we might have had this one before. Just by the look of it, we might have had this one before. I thought at first glance, but okay, we'll see what you guys think. I'll tell you what I think, but anybody want to take a guess? We might have had this one before. Now that I look at it, at first glance, I didn't think so. But now I think maybe. All right. There must be some big things happening in the game. I won't keep you in suspense much longer. Anybody want to take a shot? Of course, we'll look it up together. Yeah. So I think I'm with Jake. Now, I don't know for a fact, but I think this is Ryan Howard. I think this is Ryan Howard. So Ryan something. Of course, I could be wrong, but I saw the RY, and then that kind of looks like an H to me right there. And I think that's D. I think this is Ryan Howard. Yeah. At first glance, I didn't think we had this one before, but then when I looked at it a little bit closer, I think you might be right. So we'll take a look. Again, I don't know for a fact, fellas. That's why we're going to look this guy up, but at least that's what I think. All right, it's Beckett certified. 2W3 13547. 2W3 13547. Yeah, I think it might be. Well, we won't lie on me thinking it. We got to rely on me knowing it. So give me a second, fellas. I'm going to pull this guy up. And we're going to take a look. If you want to take a look with me, I'm going over to Beckett right now. And then I'll say it out loud one more time. But I believe it. I believe it to be 2W3 135 47. Give me a second to get through all the captchas and all that kind of stuff. All right, it's verified. This guy is Ryan Howard. Of course, Ryan Howard, if I'm not mistaken, is Philadelphia Phillies. I am going to go look it up just to be sure, but I believe this is a Philadelphia hit, if I'm not mistaken. Well, let me just be sure, fellas. I'd hate to say it and not to be true, but I can say that is a solid hit. 14.5 WAR, 382 home runs, almost 6,000 at bats, 1,200 RBIs, major slugging. Philadelphia Phillies in the 5th round. Left-handed first baseman. Yeah, fellas. He never played for anybody else. This is a Philadelphia Phillies hit. Philadelphia Phillies hit. Yeah. Monster bopper. Huge power. Philadelphia Phillies. This one's going out to Jake. Jake. Congrats. For those of you guys that know, Jake is our resident Philly guy. Not only is a Philly guy, he's also a really solid dude. So that's awesome. Congrats, Jake. I thought it was a new hit we hadn't had before, but I think we've had it one time before. It might have been a couple months back. I don't exactly remember, but yeah. Once I looked a little bit closer, it looked like Ryan Howard to me. Yeah, that's a nice hit. So congrats, Jake. That's solid. Yeah, overall, I'd say, man, the break delivered tonight, at least in my opinion. Ryan Howard for the Phillies going out to Jake. We did have the Steve Garvey on the LA Dodgers. And that guy's going out to Jean Rhee for the LA Dodgers. Quick recap. We had Mitch Richmond on the Rookie of the Year. And that is Golden State. Hall of Fame 2014 inscription, PSA DNA certified, Gem Mint 10 on the auto. And the card itself, beautiful. 89 Fleer. That one's going out to Jean Rhee and the Golden State Warriors. We had a nice hit out of the 8x10. Tyreek Hill came out of the 8x10. And that one's going out to Juan D in the Miami Dolphins. And last but certainly not least, we had the Mike Vick. The Mike Vick for the Atlanta Falcons. And I believe that was Kirk. Kirk S. was one of our big winners from last week. Decided to jump back in this week. So congrats, Kirk. Thanks for jumping back in. All right, fellas. So congrats to everybody that hit. No kidding. So anytime that Josh is at a casino, that means that Ryan Howard is not too far behind. So if anybody's looking to buy the Phillies, you might want to just direct message Josh and let him know. If you're feeling the Phillies some week, maybe just set him up at a hotel nearby, give him some cash to play the slots, and maybe that's the good luck charm. Yeah, yeah. So looking back at Ryan Howard, we could probably say more about him. I probably didn't do it justice, but yeah, MVP. He was Rookie of the Year, Home Run Derby champ. He's a three-time All-Star, 2008 World Series, Silver Slugger, Minor Leaguer Player of the Year, NLCS MVP. I didn't do it justice, so I apologize about that, Ryan or Jake. Not Ryan, and Ryan. I should be apologizing to Ryan as well, but more so to Jake. So definitely undersold it. Solid player, big WAR. Anytime you can get in a double-digit WAR, like you are not playing around. That is a solid hit if you're double-digit WAR. Tony will take the bats, John Ree, if you need room. No, Jean Ree's a good dude. I know Jean Ree was like, man, like I want to spread it around a little bit. So he had told me that. So John Ree's a good dude, not a selfish guy. Just so you guys know, the guys that are in the fantasy football league, Jean Ree actually ended up hitting a jersey a while back, and it was a football jersey. And Jean Ree told me that we talked about it afterwards, and hopefully Jean Ree's okay with me saying this out loud. But he messaged me after the break a couple weeks back, and he's like, "Hey, keep the jersey and give it out to whoever gets second place in the fantasy football." So just so you guys know, I was gonna wait to tell everybody, but not only do we have a grand prize for the fantasy football, but we also have a second place prize, courtesy of Jean Ree. I don't know if he wanted me saying that out loud, but that's okay. Now's a good time for it. So yeah, solid dude. Yeah, yeah. And of course, if you guys want to trade, feel free. You're more than welcome to it. All right. One last matter of business here. We got a little matter of business when it comes to the guys that are on the Facebook group. So let's take care of that. We did have eight people here that are in the Facebook group that decided to jump in on the freebie break this week, which is 2020 playbook. I was looking at eBay and seeing how much they go for, and I was seeing that this hanger from 2020 goes for about $20. I'd say that's a pretty solid freebie hit. So just so you guys know, there's some potential there for some decent hits, and I'm hoping that there's a decent hit sitting there. All right, give me a second to switch the screen over. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I think it showed up right away. I'll have to double check on my phone to make sure that I can see the dice. We're going to roll some dice. We're going to roll 2 dice to determine how many times that we're going to scramble up the names for tonight. And then once I input all the names, whichever name is on the top of the list, I'm going to open up this hanger box for them and send it out to them free of charge. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been sitting on these boxes for a while now. So okay, you guys can see it. Sweet. I appreciate that, Tony. I know it could be annoying for me asking, but I just want to make sure that you guys can see everything I'm doing. All right, here we go. We're going to roll 2 dice. 2 rolls. Okay. The dice roller is going to make us work for it. So I got 10. I got 10 on the dice roll, fellas. No, yeah, I appreciate that, Tony. For sure. Yeah, Jake, that Phillies team, man, when you guys had that team was rock solid, man. I was an Utley fan. I was a Hamels fan. Hamels actually came over and was with the Cubs for a bit, I believe, too. So, all right, we got 10. All right, fellas, I'm going to switch over so everyone can see that we got 10 there. I'm going to switch over to the list randomizer, and I'm going to throw the names in there. So we're going to do it. All right, we had 8 people. I'm going to put the number in there as well so people can see it there. And if you're wondering how I got to this order, this is just the order that people responded to me on Facebook, and that will always be the order that I do. just to see the lucky numbers in action as we start rolling through. We know we're going to roll this thing 10 times. I'm going to include the number there as well. So give me a second just to kind of get everything here. But if anybody's here that's not in the Facebook group, if this kind of a thing appeals to you, again, it's entirely free. All you got to do is just join the Facebook group. We got a great group of guys. If you want to join into our chats, you're more than welcome to do so. We got a fantasy football league that's going on. It's a little bit too late to join the league, but if you want to jump in and at least talk and have a good time, you're more than welcome to. All right, if everybody can see my list. We can't see it. All right, I'll give it a second. So Tony says we can't see it. Okay, there it is. Sweet. It took me a second to type it in there. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I haven't done any rolling yet. So just the list there. So if you guys can see it, starting up at 1, we've got Dan B, and it goes down to number 8, which is Kevin R. We are going to roll this thing 10 times. So I'm going to give it a roll. You guys can see it. So we're in action. All right. So here we go, fellas. Good luck to everybody. 10 times on the randomizer. Here we go. So there's the first random. And of course, I'm not going to do it every time, but you can actually see like the timestamp and the IP address if you want to go look it up for yourself. We got 10 times. We better get to it. So if you look at the bottom here, you can see it actually says you've randomized it 2 times. I got to get to 10. So there's 3. There's 4. There's 5. I can see the Dodgers have scored a run. There's 6. Man, this game is getting tight again. 7. 8. 9. All right, guys. And the 10th and final randomization. First name on the list is the team that gets it and the guy that gets it. Good luck to all teams. 10th and final roll randomization. There we go. This one's going out to Darren. So this one's going out to Darren. I got Darren at the top of the list. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jake. We got Darren at the top of the list here. Yeah, congrats. And thanks to all the other guys that jumped into the random. I appreciate you guys. If you want to stick around and see what he ends up pulling, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to open this guy right here, right now. Congrats, Darren. All right. So I got my screen back up here. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the guys there in the Facebook group and everybody else that jumped into the breaks this week. I appreciate it more than you guys know. All right, Darren, you're here. Let's do this thing right here, right now. Of course, a quick trip around the box. We got this guy sealed. It's been sitting in a cabinet in my basement for 5 years now. So I'm hoping something sitting here that is pretty good. All right, here we go. Good luck to Darren. Congrats on the hit. So we'll open this guy up and we'll take a peek. And as I always do, I think, Darren, you've been here for a couple of these. I won't waste your time sleeving them up and taking care of them here. But after the break, once I shut the stream off, rest assured that I will take care of these cards, and the major hits will get tucked away. And if you get something real nice, I'll get it all sleeved up and tucked in a nice, like, obviously like a penny sleeve, and then a card holder as well, a card protector. So, all right, right on the front, I see Tyler Boyd. And on the back, we've got Patrick Queen. All right, let's open this thing. Let's see what we got for Darren. How about one of those nice rookie QBs in 2020? Like if we could get a nice hit for Herbert or Burrow on one of the short print cards, that would be pretty sweet. And then if you guys can see it there, I'm not sure because my lights are kind of bright, but right in the middle of the pack, that's where all the hits are. So we'll get through some of the base and then kind of go from there, but we'll show everything. All right, here we go. Good luck to Darren. All right, Tyler Boyd for the Bengals. It's kind of fun to go back and see what teams these guys were on. Chris Godwin for the Buccaneers. Chris Godwin has helped many of my fantasy teams get to where they were for the last several years. He is on injured reserve right now. I ended up dropping him actually today in one of my leagues, but he's been solid for me. There's a solid QB. Josh Allen for the Bills. Josh Allen for the Bills. Solid hit. I don't know if you guys saw Josh Allen for Halloween, dressed up as the water boy. And I think his fiance, I think he's getting married. His fiance dressed up as like Boucher's girlfriend. That was pretty good. They got a laugh from me. All right, Hunter Renfrow for the Raiders. Neat little cards out of playbook. All right, one of my Chicago Bears, Tariq Cohen. Yeah, Bobby Boucher, baby. Water does not suck. I'll tell you that. All right, Tariq Cohen. I was so excited about Tariq Cohen when he came out of the draft. And he was such a freak athlete, but then got hurt, and we never saw him again. Marlon Mack for the Colts. I definitely have a nice Marlon Mack autograph somewhere. I remember hitting it and holding on to it and should have sold it. Marlon Mack. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice for the Falcons. Matty Ice. All right, playbook's going to make me flip. Gatorade. Josh has got it right. DK Metcalf for the Seahawks. Man, DK is yoked. Always has been. Probably always will be. DK is yoked. All right, Devin Bush the second. H2O. Devin Bush the second, not to be confused with the first. None of the firsts are in the product here. So Leighton Vander Esch. Now that's a football name. Leighton Vander Esch, Cowboys. Nice player. Always thought he was rock solid. Sammy Watkins for the Chiefs. I know Darren's a Chiefs guy. Watkins wasn't bad. Kenny Golladay for the Lions. I'm sure Tony could tell us some stories about Golladay. Detroit always has a habit of getting some really nice receivers. I know it all too well because they're often racking up a lot of yards against my Bears, this year included. Juju Smith-Schuster for the Steelers. There's a guy that I thought, I'm not going to do the here's the guy, but there's a guy that I thought would be a lot better than he has been. Teddy Bridgewater. I think Teddy's been under some hot water lately. I think he coaches high school football. And I think somebody had found out that some of the players on his team were getting some benefits or some funding or some things like that. He ended up catching some flack for that. I think he ended up losing his high school coaching job for it. All right. Sam Darnold for the Jets. Do you remember Sam Darnold on the Jets? If not, there you go. Look at that footwork. In the green, he looks like a Irish dancer. All right, Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa for the 49ers. Yeah. I read an article for sure. All right, here we go. We're getting to the hits. And we got the Irish dancer right up front. Captains. So we've got playbook captains. Sam Darnold for the Jets. We'll see you, Jean-Rie. Marlon Mack, zoning commission for the Colts. Oh, that'll play. Rookie card. Next up, Justin Jefferson. All right, Darren, I can tell you already, this is the best card so far. Can't really see it a little bit. Yeah, you can see it. Rookie card there. Next up on one of the inserts. That's a nice one. So right away, I'll tell you that's my favorite card so far. Okay, I just got really excited, and then I saw the name, and I got less excited. All right, I saw the colors. I saw Bengals. I thought Burrow, and then I saw John Ross III. All right, we've seen a second. We've seen a third. Can we just get a Burrow, please? All right, I got a rookie card. Trayvon Diggs. That's not bad. If Diggs can stay healthy, he's definitely one of the best cornerbacks in the league, in my opinion, if he can stay healthy. That's not bad. All right, Devin Duvernay, rookie card. Duvernay right now is the Chicago Bears, so that's a legit card. Probably worth $1,000. No, I'm just messing. But he's a Bear, so I'll take it. Jeremy Chin for the Panthers. Yeah, who was in Dallas? He was a Cowboy. Jeremy Chin for the Panthers. Javon Kinlaw, rookie card for the 49ers. That's not bad. Kinlaw's a stud for a defensive tackle, DT. All right, we've seen this guy before in this in the 2020 products. Jake Fromm, State Farm. Rookie card. Yeah, I think I have like a really rare number to 15 Jake Fromm that I still have. So, speaking of cards that I should have unloaded when the time was right. All right, here we go. Aaron Jones for the Packers. And you can see that these got the orange. This is the kind of orange parallel. I think this is also some of the hits that are here. So, it'd be nice to have a Burrow on one of these orange parallels. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, Darren Anderson sold. If you could get 50 cents for the Duvernay, I would take it. Aaron Darnold. Or Aaron Donald, sorry, not Darnold. Aaron Donald for the Rams. Epic player. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. Having a phenomenal year. Ooh, okay. When the time was right, I would have taken this card off your hands, Darren. Darnell Mooney for the Bears on the rookie card. If the time was right, I would have taken this card from you. I was high on him coming out. And last but not least, Patrick Queen for the Ravens. Not bad in terms of hits. Definitely my favorite card. Top hit of the little freebie break. Justin Jefferson next up, rookie card. Definitely going to get that guy sleeved up and probably throw it in a little card protector for you. Make sure it makes the trip out to Alaska safely and sound. All right. Not bad. It would have been nice to see some more quarterbacks, but I don't hate it. With the hanger boxes, they're kind of hit and miss. And we'll get all these tucked away and out the door, Darren. I'll get it out your way Monday morning. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think it was a solid night as well. Definitely some decent hits on the board. And then to end it with a little Facebook group appreciation. There's never anything wrong with that. So I always have fun with it. All right, guys, I won't keep you here. I know that we are in the 8th inning and the game is close. So I want to thank you guys, especially for the guys that stuck around, even while the game is on. You probably have it in the background, but thanks for jumping in, making it enjoyable. Thank you to anybody that picked up multiple spots to help fill the break. We were entirely filled up here tonight, and that means a lot to me. That keeps the breaks going. Next week, we'll have some different things. I think we got some hockey. And then, like I said, for baseball, we've got signed and slab for baseball. So I'm very curious to see what that will bring. And if it's as good as the basketball, then I think that's a great product if it keeps it going, especially if it's for different sports. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We got the fantasy football. We're about halfway during the season. We'll probably talk some trash tomorrow and have a good time. Otherwise, fellas, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully you have a good time with the people you love the most, your friends, your family. Don't get too amped up about things. Life's too short to not laugh and have a good time. And I have a good time doing this, and that's why I'm here on a weekly basis. And you guys are part of that. So thank you wholeheartedly from me. Hope to see you guys next week if you're into it. If not, I completely understand. If you guys need anything from my end, just shoot me a message. Who am I for? I've been rooting for the Blue Jays. So I'll have to tell you guys, I've been rooting for the Blue Jays here just because of the track record and them never having the World Series. So I'm rooting for the Blue Jays here tonight. So we'll see. I know Jean-Ry, it's probably a good thing he left the stream early. He might be upset with me, but I'm pulling for the Blue Jays. All right, guys. Have a solid night. Go Bears, go Chiefs. I know Jake would say go Birds, so we'll say that too. All right, guys. I did enough of your time. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you next time. See ya.